Wow, so the energy is shifting, it's changing, it's moving rapidly, and part of me is going, what's happening? And another part is saying, yeah, what's happening is what's happening. Excuse me. I've been clearing booger for weeks now, like a couple weeks. I've had this congestion and just, phlegm and stuff trying to just land and lodge in my throat chakra, which now we're coming into the home stretch now. We're coming into the home stretch now that things have changed. And for me personally, things eased up. And with that, oh my goodness, I just got that with me knowing that, yeah, that's gone, that went to somebody else. And those somebody else's are probably the people that were closest to me. And that's actually why I'm bullshitting. It is. It's people that, I know for a fact that there's been some very huge loss in the lives of people that I separated from. And that's why I separated from them, is because you're walking into an industrial fan by refusing to see what needs to be done. And by me knowing that what I need to do is finish separating from you, regardless of what you think about it, regardless of what I think about it in my human experience. I have to go bigger with that and know that the bigger picture is that tomorrow is a Sagittarius new moon, pink moon. Is that right? The pink moon? No, strawberry moon. Sagittarius full moon. Yeah, and that's a very powerful moon, and I can remember back to last year whenever I was looking at that and coming into Sirius Stargate, the dog star on 7/7. That was the day that I was supposed to be moving, and I'm not moving. As it stands right now, I'm not moving. I've spoken to my apartment complex here that, yeah, I want to ditch on that, rent my apartment out thing, and I don't know what's going to happen. My apartment's already been rented, which I don't care. Find me another one or I'll move to another place. I mean, there's something. There isn't any fear, though, that I'm dropping thousands of dollars to try to move 2,000 miles back, less than a year, like less than 9 months from when I came or separated away from it. I needed to move and put some actual distance to put my foot down and make the statement that I'm not your bitch, I'm not your handler project, I'm not your Frankenstein lab experiment, I'm not a social experiment, I'm not anything, I'm not a robot, I'm not AI, I'm a real person and I have a real life to live that doesn't really involve anybody else's thought process. If I'm not connected to you, then you don't have an opinion about it. If you are connected to me, then you don't have an opinion about it unless I'm hurting you, harming you, or not following up with what I said my obligation to you was, or what I said I was willing to do with you. I either have to come to you and say, yeah, I'm not willing to do that anymore, or else I do it. And I wasn't willing to play by rules that were already established, that once I fully understand, oh, these are Hunger Games rules. This is a bullshit of carnage getting ready to go down. And I bailed. I took off and went, I'm out. I'm gone. And part of me was really trying to, just salvage. Well, I really want to do the right thing because I'm this role. I'm supposed to do this. This is what I got to do. My earthly role, not my heavenly role, not my spiritual role, not anything defined by anything etheric or within me of divinity. That was just my earth understanding of, well, I'm this job. That's what I am to those people. I'm supposed to do this. And what I've come to understand is that, it's only that way if you're getting it back. If I'm playing that role for you and you're not playing the designated opposite of that to me, not oppositional, just I'm this role, I'm boy, you're girl, we're supposed to date, we're supposed to be married. I'm mom, you're child, we're supposed to be this, or I'm cousin, you're aunt, I'm supposed to be this. And all of those predetermined things, those algorithms and protocols for, how we're supposed to interact and everything, once I figured out that, oh, y'all are playing on different protocols, you're in a completely different rule book, that I didn't get issued that rule book. I didn't know that, oh, you needed to have like dark arts horrible book. That's what you need. You needed to have the magic spell book of how to screw your life up when you're trying to screw up somebody else's. I mean, people have gone into some pretty dark places. And I've been listening today to somebody that she talks about all of the things that are well beyond, just the God concept. And, we're talking alien races, starseeds, and systems that involve, more understanding, broader understanding, and talking about really nasty practitioners who practice really bad, horrible black magic stuff, like in an evil way. You know, magic is magic and it's great, and you better learn how to use dark and light. However, to manipulate and punish or try to harm or try to exact justice, that's not the planet we live on. That's not the system we live in. That's why we have so many problems. We have a bunch of people that don't really understand that yeah, the age of Pisces was that horse shit where we were going to do all that stuff, and that's over. And you know, we've come into, as we're galactically swinging, it's going to take a little time on Earth. You know, it might take a minute more than what my human being can tolerate in my anxiety of, oh, what is this? Or my frustration with, why aren't they? Or whatever. It's up to me, though, to live within that system and figure it out, or freak out and continue doing, you know, just horribly charged things that are ill-intended and evil. Whether you believe in the devil or not, wrong is wrong. You know, when you break the law on Earth, you can get away with some junk. But cosmic law, you don't get away with that. It might seem like we do, and some people, they get away with that junk for like lifetimes. And they think, yeah, we're in deep. We got, you know, thousands of years of this oppressive bullshit. We're in. And no, you're not. No, you're not. That's what I really appreciated about this woman's, what she was saying, and I'll make sure that I cite her. Should this upload to YouTube, I'll make sure I cite her, Intuitive Goddess 333. She speaks to me immeasurably about things that, you know, we're on a planet where the understanding, the foundational understanding is that it's life-giving, life-affirming, loving, nurturing, kind, Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia energy is not mean. Can be very punishing, go through a tornado or a hurricane or a fire or something, and understand and have respect for the punishing effects of Mother Nature. However, if you're well protected, and you are sheltered in place, like probably Mother Nature was telling you, you might want to shelter in place and get very solid in your safety and your security, because it's going to get blowy, windy, and really raw for a minute, you know? And if we're in that place, then we make it through the hurricane and we sustain whatever damage we sustain. However, we're not out on our kayaks or our surfboards trying to defy the odds and wait for people to feel sorry for us, or, you know, GoFundMe when I have to pick up my whole life and pay, you know, thousands of dollars for the operation that it takes to sew me all back together. I mean, we all make choices. We all make very stupid, ridiculous choices that we don't want to have to admit to anybody that, and it's just that right now, those things we keep upscaling to the point that we're not getting any room anymore to really hide in any of our missteps or our miscalculations, our, you know, mischievous behavior. We're not able to really hide anymore. In spirit, you cannot hide. Even if it's been, you know, thousands of years that it was the way that it was, and that galactic cycle is over. We're not doing that anymore. We're into the age of Aquarius, you know. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. It really is. It really is. Those hippies, they were onto something, and 808, I'm going with that. So thank you very much. That even though my world got shaken up, I'm my own tower experience. I mean, my jersey number is 555. I'm Indigo Tower. Yep, that's me. I'm a tower bringer. That's what I do. You know, that's what we all do when we're standing in our truth. If somebody's not standing in their truth, it's going to cause tower. Now, a tower came tumbling down in my world that, oh, I see. Well, let's go with that tower. Hurt my feelings for a minute. Went, oh, okay. And then know that Spirit has the plan for me. Now, I don't personally subscribe to that it's already laid out, and I'm, that's a little too restrictive for my understanding and my experience. That I'm given a lane, man. You can operate within that lane. Just make sure this high vibrational and you're good to go. G to G, baby. Make it happen. And so if I can stay plugged into that and stay very reminded of that, it takes me out of that position where I would start to feel like, I don't have enough. That's not fair. Because that's not a loving frequency. That's not loving. That's fear. And fear is an absence of love. That's all there is. Ego is born out of, the fear. And the fear is that me, my person, my identity, my energy, my source, my me is not good enough, won't survive, won't make it, can't hang, won't bang, it's going to be murdered, it's going to be obliterated, it's going to be, individuated to the point that I don't even know who I am because I'm splintered down into, 68 million pieces. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff. We do a lot of weird stuff to one another. And so if we can really rely on me, if I rely on me and my divinity, not my ego, my divinity, my connection with that divinity is never going to leave me. For as long as I can be aware of myself, even if I'm unconscious, if I'm alive with breath, I'm aware of myself enough somewhere to connect with that. Whether I'm out here looking like I am in 3D or not is irrelevant, because energy is energy, and the energy of divinity is everywhere all the time. It's a matter of, do you want to plug into that, or you want to, step away and just really choose some nasty stuff that isn't serving, doesn't serve the collective, it doesn't serve, and it's got to go. It doesn't deserve a place, and it doesn't. And it's not a matter of assing out people and saying, you don't deserve a place. Your behavior does it. And if your behavior still lives in you, and that's what you bring into the party, you're not invited. You've been excused from the party, removed, because that's not a party. That's a smackdown or a cockfight or something that I don't want to be interested in. And if other people are, it's sad to me that would be, a point of entertainment, is to watch the MMAs all the time. The world is an MMA. I mean, I'm not sure that I want to embrace it as my, pastime. However, I'm not here to judge other people and what they're doing. I roller skate. People think that's stupid as hell, I'm sure, but, whatever. It's a matter of, is it feeding my soul in such a way that I feel good with? And anything that's going to take me to a place where I'm reminded that oppression's just around the corner, yeah, bite it. I'm not interested. So 11/11, I'm going to go on and believe that true love, whatever it is, 11/11 or not, true love, true divinity and connection with that divinity and that holiness and that sacred, it doesn't matter what anybody else says, does, or who they hire to bring the boogeyman on. Doesn't work. It can work if we believe that we are subject to that, or if we believe that that has power over us. And the way that we overcome that is to grow that power within us so strong that that nonsense doesn't even get launched, because it's known already in the ethers that, yeah, the quantum field just went, no, you can't get that off the pad. We're going to explode that one. Your rocket is bad. So no. And that's what I rely on, is if I know already my insides are going, yeah, that's going to build an exploding rocket, not the way you want to go with that, I'm going to listen to that all day and step away from places that don't want me, don't need me, don't want me. Whether they need me or not, they don't. If they don't want me, they don't need me, because I'm putting myself into codependency if I believe that I'm the one to save you. I'm the one. No, because there isn't anybody that's going to be able to do that for me. So why the hell would I put out that lie to somebody else entirely, not telling them the truth that I'm not here to save you. I can't save you. I can save you from a moment, give you a rescue breath that you can do this. You do know how. Your insides know how. You just need a moment of clarity for someone to be kind enough to say, you can do this. Spitting in my face and, hitting me, that's not going to be the person that I want to talk to for very long, that I can from a distance go, there's your breath of courage, and that's what I can offer you. Someone that's coming at me in the right frequency and they want help, or they want to engage in, equal reciprocity, that won't be from across the room. That'll be up close and personal with, okay, how can we connect? For as long as we're going to connect, and then we move it on. Don't get too attached. Just go Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. Don't attach. And it doesn't mean that we can't connect with people and build those foundational relationships. It doesn't mean that. It just means always keeping in mind that, yeah, it can fold at any second. It can leave at any second. And so the greatest resource that I have is always to be able to return to me, because I'm sad when people leave, or situations, or what have you. However, I still have to be able to rely on something, someone, and the me connects right to divinity. And if it's connecting right to divinity, then I've never lost me, as long as I connect with that divinity, that sacred me. And God experience, God equation, divinity, all realms of and dimensions of spiritual oneness, loving frequency, Mother Nature, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be God. It doesn't have to be anything that's designated a label. Just the right thing to do is that we learned everything we needed to learn in kindergarten, kinda, and we shoulda. And if we didn't, it's really time to look around and say, how can I be more kind? How can I pick up that trash that's right there and just throw it in the trash can right quick? Or how can I help that person with her groceries? Or how can I possibly, give somebody their keys back when they drop them on the side of the road accidentally as they're walking, you know. All kinds of beautiful things that we could do. It's just that sometimes we choose not to because we either don't see it or we don't care or we're so apathetic. And I'm going to challenge myself that whenever I'm feeling kind of crabby and I don't want to, that's exactly the time when Spirit says, yeah, go do something. Go do something helpful for somebody else because you're feeling powerless. And no, so go help somebody else that might feel powerless. So that's what I did. And thank you very much for your time. I do hope that all is well in your world. And remember, get within your skin because you're divine.